and welcome along and welcome back to Meadow. Today we are going to be doing the harvest, so we've got to get our header out to the field. But first I want to show you this quickly. This is the case 125 Maxim. You may have seen we've already had it on this already, but we have swapped it out. We've now got the nice shiny special edition with the black rims. I wanted to get a modded version in, and yeah, so we've switched this in. It is the we've got it set to exactly the same as our previous one. So while it's the shiny mod, it does have 4.2 hours on it. It's as dirty as the other one was. It is in need of repair as the other one was. We just did a straight swap out. Now what we need to do is, as you can see, our header is wider than the gateway here. So we're going to have to destroy some crop to get our header into the field. And unfortunately, we're going to have to destroy quite a bit of crop in this corner. It is the unfortunate thing about this field. And it's one of the reasons why I want to get field 3. Yeah, I'm not getting into this corner very well. One of the reasons I want to get to field 3 is because getting into this field with a wider header is a lot easier. Basically, having a look out over over this way, if I just run across the field quickly, we've got this double gate here which goes into field 3. Now, field 3 is fully grown full of soybeans at the moment, so I'm wondering, do we have a harvesting mission for that? And we've had nothing on field 3 so far. So I'm kind of guessing that field 3 is not a field that has contracts available on it. So I'll run back here quickly and through our gate. And in fact, let's tab into our Lexion here. So we're going to get this out to the field. We need to take this quite wide. Otherwise, we're going to hit our Axion on the way out. And we don't want to do that. And yeah, so we're going to harvest our field here. I'm hoping we're going to earn a good whack of money. We've got 4,000 in the bank. We have another 40,000 that we can borrow, and now it's 125,000 for field 3. So we've got a fair way to go, and we really are destroying a lot of crop in the corner of this field, which is a pity. Right, so header on. Unfold our combine, and we'll go and take the headland out. We're going to drop straw because we need to. Let's hope this turns on this time. Is that that's unfolding? There we go. Right, down with our header, and away we go. So we have barley here. We are dropping straw. We haven't done another field since. So that's good, and yeah, we are in a position where we're going to need to get this cut and sold. But yeah, we do not have a harvesting mission at all, despite several fields being ready to harvest. And I would quite like to have bought a field at this point, but we are at a point where we're actually unable to do that. We might flip a field. If we can find a field that is of a price that we can actually do it at, we might flip a field. I'm not adverse to doing that at the moment if it builds us up. But to be perfectly honest, I kind of like to do it myself. Kind of like to get there myself. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we do. For the moment, though, we're good. We've got our auger into the field, which is useful. Oh, let's get round the corner, cut this right, because we do have lots and lots of trees along the side of the field. So, very much, this is the kind of instance where you look to have the auger into the field, so that you are able to avoid doing it any damage. Seems to be a fairly good yield off here. This is fully fertilized. But it doesn't. It's missing lime and it is missing ploughing. So we are going to have to do those two things to this field this time. Hopefully, we'll be able to afford the kit for that. I think we might end up, because they're both things that you don't do very often. The ploughing especially we'd only do after we put a root crop or corn in here, and we have no need to plant either of those things at the moment. So the plough we are definitely going to hire. I think we will probably end up hiring a lime spreader as well. We don't want too much lime, so probably get the small lime spreader and do that and do that way, which would be the best way for us to go. Yeah, I wish we'd had enough money left over to buy that field, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Because the other thing we've got is, I think at this point we've probably got a fair amount of milk. When we do our first empty, I will check how much milk we've got. So in the interest of that and bringing that up, let's get to that point. Let's get ourselves to the point where we're ready to empty, and we'll see how much further around the field we've got by then. Well, that's pretty good. We are just coming up to the end of the second headland, and we're at 92%, which is, yeah, that's a smashing yield. I'm really quite happy with that. We should get a good trailer and a half off this field at the very least, I think, which will be absolutely brilliant. We are going to do one more headland off here before we cut into the field. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this up here and put our auger out like so, and then we will just turn that off. Auger is out, brilliant. And head back over here. We've dropped the header trailer off already, but we need to jump into our case. I'm going to do this. Now, I think this case, if I remember correctly, might have opening windows and doors on it, but I can't remember. It is a fantastic little mod, this. But I'm not quite sure if it does or it doesn't. No, I don't think this one does. No. I think that must be another mod I was thinking out. Now, the other thing that's really nice about this nice shiny case with its black wheels is it matches up with our trailer really nicely. These two together are just look utterly gorgeous. Also, the sound on this case is amazing as well. So it's all round is just a fantastic mod. Right, so there we go. Let's head outside. And look at that. Look at that. Right, so that is emptying out, actually. I'm going to reposition that so that's not peering through the side of the trailer like that. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't she a beauty? Absolutely. Nice, shiny case tractor in all its glory. We'll turn that off. That is just brilliant. So combine is emptied. That is all good. Let's start it up again. Put in our auger and away we go. So we'll get one more headland. We're probably going to have to move the case because we're going to go up and down the field. Not quite sure which way we're going to go yet. But certainly we want to get that done. Yeah, I need to ask Nathan if it is a case that Meadow is another one of those maps that doesn't have contracts on all the fields. Because it is something a little bit of a bugbear with me at the moment. And it's, yeah. And the thing was, earlier it came up with contracts on every grass field on the map. So basically there was this massive list of baling contracts you could do. And you couldn't do, there was nothing else to do. So yeah, we will check that. Again, I think I will check it again when we get to the end of here. But it looks like we can't contract. Field 4 would be good at the moment as well, because Field 4 has a crop in it. And I'm wondering, I don't want to flip this field. basically. I don't want to sell this field, but field 3 would be a better purchase for us. So I'm wondering, because it's more accessible for our combine, so I am wondering if it's worth selling this field after this harvest and buying field 3. Yeah, and maybe doing it pretty quickly, because if we can sell this field and buy field 3 before field 3 is harvested, then that would not be bad at all. I don't know how much. We will check when we go to empty this again. We'll give that a check. I said I was going to check. I was going to check how much milk we had, wasn't I? When we got to the end. So we will do those two things this time. I promise that. We'll get those going. We are coming up to the end of our third headland now, which we'll cut in. So we'll move the tractor once we've done this, because we need to cut into the field and start going up and down it. And this field's quite nice in that it has a good north-south run, and we basically planted it on that north-south run as well. So it's great for that. Yeah, we want to just move that out of the way. So lift that. Just pop down and move our tractor and trailer out of the way. And this field needs ploughing and liming anyway, so it actually cost us a fair amount to do that. I think we might be in a good place if we bale this and then sell it on. Let's just have a quick look at that, shall we? So, this field here is field 2. If we look at it, field 2 is worth 54,000. Field 3 is worth 125. It would be... Oh, no, we can't sell this. This includes the yard. This is why we own field 2. So we can't sell this without also losing our yard. That is a problem. So yeah, this field is part of our yard. So that is a big issue for us. We cannot sell this field. The only other thing to do is to sell fields 17 and 18 are the only other two fields we own. And my concern of selling those two, again, that leaves us with no grass fields. And we definitely need more hay, and we definitely need more grass. Which is why I've actually also got my eye on 14 and 15. So yeah, there's a lot of options. All right, we are going to cut in now, but we're going to cut in going along here. So there we go, straight down, and basically straight down the middle of the field. But we're going to do the field in a different way as a result. We're going to go through the middle here, cut through down here, and then we're going to do the edges. So we'll come up the other side, because this creates a nice square setup. And this is the opposite way of doing it. Still keeping the auger out all the time, but instead of increasing the gap, you reduce it. Now, the reason why this is less favoured in harvesting is because with the other way, especially on bigger fields, you're always opening the gap, and you can sit your tractor in the middle. You can sit your carting tractor in the middle of the field. And then it's always going to be close to the combine. Whereas this way, of course, you've got the possibility that you're going to have a load of crop between your carting tractor and the combine. So the carting tractor has to do more driving to keep in the right place. On a small field like this, where it's just us doing the carting and emptying and everything, it's not really an issue. We're the ones doing the tipping. And as a result, we're the ones who have it all set up and everything. And we are now, sort of burning through this quite nicely. We did 4 headlands on here, actually. I didn't mean to do that. Never mind. But that's all right. It's just it's no harm, no foul. It didn't really cause us it won't really cause us a massive issue to have an extra headland at the top there. Actually gives a little bit more turning space. Not that we need it. 3 headlands does seem absolutely perfect with this. And I am really, really loving this field. This field is just brilliant to work. But we are only going to get about 16,000 litres. Maybe 20,000 litres off this. That is only £10,000. So, yeah, it's not going to allow us to buy a field. We're going to have to do a lot more work. Would allow us to get some more cows. And more cows does, of course, mean more profit. Although it also means more work as far as silage stuff goes. So, there is that too. It's all a bit up in the air, and there's a lot that we could go and be doing. I think we're going to get full probably on the next return journey. And if we look at the combine, interesting. We've got that little bit of field down there. I don't think that is a full tank. Certainly, this is going to top up our trailer. We are on 8,600. And it's certainly going to finish off our trailer, this. There we go. Field 3 is a much bigger field. I think we might have to work our way up to it. It's going to take a lot of work to do that. I think we're going to have to have a high cash crop in here next time. Something like soybeans. Yeah, I think soybeans would be a good crop in here next time. That would make us a whole load of money and allow us to make a significant amount. But if we're only going to get about 16,000 litres off it, it's still only going to be about £16,000. So yeah, we are going to have to invest in the cows. I think the cows are going to be the thing that is going to earn us the money, to be honest. Right, there we go. We are 99%. So I'm going to get this down and into the start of the next row. It's not going to go very far. There we are. I do love the stop mod. Now, it does work particularly well. So we're at 41%. So yeah, we are going to have to tip this time because it will. Well, no, actually, I don't think we will. I don't think there's that much more here. It's a really tough choice to make because there might be more than 20% or half a tank left on this field, and it might only just be a little bit. I think we'll risk it. I think we'll see if we can fit all of that in this trailer. So start it up again. And there we go. In with our auger and away we go. Perfect. And this is my favourite place to be during farm sim. I love being in the behind the wheel of a harvester. It's just absolutely brilliant. Right, so because this is a slightly weirder shape and because it's not quite so straight down that bottom corner, I don't think we're going to do the diminishing version here. I think we might cut in and open it up. So doing that, I think we want to be going in here-ish and get it nice and straight. There we go. Who needs GPS? I know this kind of combine would have GPS on it. Let us know in the comments. I'm completely unsure as to whether this would be a GPS combine. Certainly doesn't have a GPS unit on it. So, yeah, it may or may not be. Right, there we go. Yeah, you see, you could do a diminishing setup on that one, or a diminishing cut on that one, but I don't think it matters much. It's sort of as you get to the bottom end and you get that larger discrepancy where you're lifting the cutter here and dropping it on the other side. But it's not a huge width that we have on this lot. Put this down here. because we're going to swing in. Yeah, we got it all. Perfect. Yeah, it's not a very wide bit we've left here. And not a very wide bit down the bottom either. And yeah, we need to be less than 50% and it will fit in that trailer. More than 50% and it won't. So yeah, it's going to be very telling. Okay, round and down. And in. There we go. Happy with how that has gone. So I think what we'll do is we'll swing round and we'll take this bottom bit. It's not a very wide strip over there. This bottom bit does have, I think, 2 cuts in it. Yeah. So we could have gone a little bit further over in our cutting originally and not had sort of 2 little rows left. But we can position ourselves fairly well. Put this here, it might get mostly close to the previous one. Not really. Doesn't really matter. Right, and then we'll just bring this up here. 28%. So yes, this will fit in our trailer, which is good. So we'll get our. There we go. We can just right in that top corner there. You can see the top of the auger. But that is really good. Really happy with that. Let's turn this off. Lift up. And take this up and empty our combine. So yeah, next time we're going to bale and collect this up. So basically what we did last time that we did this field. And yeah, once we've done that, we're not going to make much off here. We do unfortunately need the bales. One thing I have got on here now, which I quite like, is I have a new indicator for tip side. So below the icon for what we have, we now have a tip side indicator. One of those things that I really needed, that's really nice. You know, a mod that makes a huge difference with a really small change. Right, so we need to tip this into this shed, which is always a joy to get the tractor in here. This is the reason actually why we park this trailer in this shed normally, because now we know that we're going to be able to tip into there, because our trailer is on the back of the tractor. There we go. And just a little bit up onto there and tip. There we are. We might need to move forward a little bit. Don't want to catch the trailer on the roof. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so not great. We just need to pull forward a little bit when we're tipping. But otherwise, all good. So there we go. That is the harvest done. We're going to put our trailer away because we don't have any other use at the moment for it. It just needs to be put over here. And yeah, so we're going to be baling up the straw from that field next time. Baling it up and collecting it and getting it back to our farm. So we'll be using this nice shiny. Well, let us know in the comments if you've made it this far through the video. Which tractor would you like to see me do the baling with? With this Case Maxim or with the Class? With our Class Axion. Let us know and we'll see what we can do. See which one we use. For now though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and I will see you next time. Goodbye.